All right, let's jump right in. We are going to unpack a really fascinating and maybe even challenging idea today. It's an idea that gets right to the heart of how we think about beauty. And it all boils down to this question. Is beauty a public asset or is it a private treasure? I mean, just think about it for a second. We live in this world of Instagram, of TikTok, of the perfectly curated public image. We're constantly broadcasting ourselves. So you have to wonder, who is all this beauty actually for? And for most of us, the answer seems obvious, right? The default setting in our culture is that beauty is for everybody. It's something to be shared, to be put out there, to be liked, commented on, and appreciated by the public.
But what if that's not the only way to see it? What if there's another perspective that just completely flips that whole idea on its head? Well, the material we're digging into today does exactly that. It gives us a radically different way to think about the purpose of beauty.
And here it is, the core idea, stated loud and clear. It's a pretty powerful statement, and it definitely goes against the grain. This philosophy is basically saying that a woman's beauty isn't some kind of public utility, you know? It's not a park bench for everyone to enjoy. It's something else entirely.
So here you can see the two ideas side by side. It really makes it clear. On one hand, you've got the mainstream view, beauty as a public asset. And on the other, this source's view, beauty as a private treasure. And that little word change, from asset to treasure, that's everything. It completely changes the conversation.
Okay, so let's explore that second idea a little more. What does it actually mean to treat beauty not as something for public display, but as an honored, private treasure? Now, the language here is really specific and important. The phrase private treasure, that implies something of incredible value. Think about it. You don't leave a treasure chest open in the town square. You guard it, you protect it. So in this view, reserving beauty isn't about hiding it. It's about protecting it because it's so valuable.
So what's the logic here? Why the exclusivity? Well, according to the source, it's a few things. First, it's about treating beauty as an honor. Second, it's about protecting its value because, things that are available to everyone can sometimes feel less special. And third, and this is the big one, it's about reserving it for the one person who's considered truly deserving.
Which, of course, leads us to the million-dollar question. If this treasure is only for someone who truly deserves it, then how does that work? What's the test? How does someone prove they're worthy of that honor?
And that brings us to the very mechanism that makes this whole philosophy work. The path to becoming deserving isn't a casual one. It happens through what the source calls a sacred commitment.
And this is absolutely crucial. In this way of thinking, access to a partner's full beauty, well, it's not automatic. It isn't something you're just entitled to because you're in a relationship. No, it's a privilege that has to be earned. So this is how that path looks. Step 1 is the commitment, where a man takes on the full weight and responsibility of marriage. Then, that commitment is elevated. It becomes a sacred bond, described here as an engagement with the divine. And it's only after taking those steps, only through that sacred bond, that the right to his wife's full beauty is considered earned or deserved.
So you see what's happening here? This whole framework completely transforms the idea of marriage. It's no longer just a piece of paper from the government, a simple civil contract. It becomes this profound, sacred bond, a covenant where these incredible honors are exchanged.
So let's just pull back for a moment. What we've just looked at is a complete reframing of a concept we usually take for granted. It's a totally different lens through which to view value, beauty, and even commitment itself. So let's just recap really quickly. We've explored a philosophy that reframes beauty, taking it from the public sphere to the private. It's a system where being exclusive isn't about being restrictive, but about showing honor and providing protection. And ultimately, it's an honor that isn't just given away, it's earned through a very serious, sacred, and responsible commitment.
And that really brings us to our final question, the one I want to leave you with. In a world that so often treats beauty like a product, something to be advertised and consumed, what would it actually mean to treat it like a treasure? That's something to think about.